This week's edition of Family Night at the Emporium is once again sponsored by Diet Water. For every time that Dad said to go back in the house and get a sweater, it'll be 40 degrees out before we get home and a crop top is not going to do it. For every time your bike went down again and he said, let's try one more time. For every time he remembered to grab your water bottle before baseball tryouts. For every time he knew better and you didn't want to hear it. Dad is always giving the extra mile. So whatever you're planning for Father's Day today, give back a little more and involve Diet Water in your festivities. The one drink with all the great water taste and only half of the water calories. The one, the only, Diet Water. This product's only available in stores where it is sold.
Good morning, good evening, wherever you are time zone-wise on this island Earth. This is Kentucky Hawkeye, KY Hawkeye, your host here on Hawkeye's Old Time Gaming Emporium. It is Monday night, which means we have bonbons on sale behind the counter at half price. Bonnie's behind the counter with us as well as we go into family night and our next venture into Whispers in the West. And what is our adventure this week, pray tell?
Titled The Cocktail.
Cocktail, interesting. Hopefully, now, was this the prequel or the sequel to the not so famous Tom Cruise movie by the same name?
I wouldn't know. I've never seen it.
Neither have I, which is, and what most people would say, that's probably a good thing. But the only thing memorable was the Beach Boys song that came out of it. So anyway, that's what our adventure is going to be here tonight.
And to date both of us, I have no idea what song that is.
So instead of going to Kokomo, we're going to go to Brimstone. Brimstone, our town here in the Wild West, as we prepare to solve our mystery. So, without any further ado, since we used all the ado making dinner last night, let's go ahead and get things started. Alright, I have chosen the sheriff.
And I'm running with Jezebel today. Looks like the next case is the last one we'll have in this, so I'd like to end with the deputy.
Okay. Alright, are you ready to go?
Think so.
Alright, I need... you've clicked already.
I have clicked already.
It is time for us to start.
For what? Second to last visit, assuming we get everything correct this time.
Mm-hmm.
And no confirmation biasing ourselves into the wrong conclusion.
Yeah. We gotta stay objective the entire way through. As we wait for things to load. Oh, music just stopped. Changed. So we're just about ready here. Alright, here we go. The cocktail.
Mayor's office. What's going down?
Gosh, where's my pocket watch? Why, that thing is worth... No time to worry about that. This is it, the big day. I have the papers to sign, and I have toast to make. Today is the day that will bring the railroad to Brimstone. I have an important investor to entertain. Find my watch for me, will you? It's an old watch, handcrafted with a gold chain. Once the railroad is built, I'll need that watch. The whole thing will be running like clockwork.
I feel like that's going to depend less on you and more on who's running the railroad.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, I know he's been talking about that a bit.
All right.
I have to find that watch.
You've received a commission to find the mayor's pocket watch. It's lower stakes than usual. What a relief.
Yeah. Time to get acquainted with everyone in town before things start going down. I've got my lockpick set.
I've got my watch. I'm just looking to see if there's anything
Yeah.
out of the normal that triggers.
Looking at...
A full jail's like a full belly, like for a man like me. Time to get investigating.
And checking the... something that's back to normal. We never did check whether one of these two guns was missing on this far wall from the last case, and that's probably what got us.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, we wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah.
We don't exactly stare at that wall.
Yeah. But
I'm
we
just-
would have seen if one was missing, maybe. Provided, of course, he hadn't put it back before we started looking for him. All right.
Yeah, he couldn't have because we found it behind the bulletin board.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna look around to see if there's anything else. Apparently somebody's a gambler. There's dice on the desk.
Oh, hang on.
Portraits. Random stick leaning against the forensics kit.
Well, the dice don't trigger anything.
Jezebel has a different opinion about the jail cell.
What did she say?
An empty cell. Honestly, my favorite kind.
Well, maybe that was part of the whole thing. The sheriff maybe wants to have his belly full. All right.
He is a bit
I
heavy
guess
set.
we need to go to town hall first.
Probably. We don't know where he thinks he had it last.
And he's
Okay,
not here.
he's not here.
Oh, portrait.
The mayor is not here. Only his portrait. Where could he be?
That's the same thing you did? Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's interesting.
Nothing else triggering in here. All right.
Alright. Let's fan out around town. We got 5 other places to visit.
Hey, the church is an option this time.
Yeah. Maybe they're sidestepping what happened with the priest a couple cases back and doing the same thing with him that they did with Bill's cause of death.
Mm-hmm.
Which way do you want to circle? We can each search 2 locations and then meet up at the bank.
All right, sounds good. You pick yours, then I'll go.
I'll take the church and the mine. The square and the saloon are gonna have more people present, I would think.
All right, I'm going to take the square first. And, of course...
Cat!
Pet the cat.
Kitty.
Since it lets me pet the cat now. No more Zeeb.
Ah, the preacher's back.
Okay. I'm going to talk to the 2 gents here if it lets... Nope, can't talk to the 2 gents.
Good old boy's got nothing to say.
There's no one to talk to out here.
There's just nobody here at all. Anything going on the bulletin?
Nope. I didn't think I saw anything there. Nope. No new postings there. So what's happening with the priest?
He's not thrilled with the fact that there's apparently going to be a bunch of drunken revelry out there. Which, if the railroad's coming to town, it makes sense that they would throw a party.
Mm-hmm. Alright,
I've got really nothing to ask him about just yet.
Alright, shall I go to the bank and then you said we meet at the saloon, right?
Or I'm running in circles around. I'd say meet at the bank because, like, I circle left through the church and the mine, and you circle right through the square and the saloon.
Okay, I'll go to the saloon then.
I figured there'd be more people in those places.
Is Anna?
And more interesting things that you might want to show on screen for our audience.
The bar is offering a new cocktail menu. What's this all about?
I'm going to ask the preacher about it
A
because I don't
real
have much
no-nonsense gold rush of a cocktail. Contains our finest whiskey. Mixed with ice and a generous spoonful of honey. Served in a copper mug. I can examine the menu again from my item inventory. Something else.
Alright, so he has nothing
so we
to
got a
say
classic
about the
cocktail.
booze.
Oh, we can get mint juleps here.
Ooh,
Mint julep is the most refreshing drink you'll ever find.
very Kentucky drink. Cough,
It's
cough,
mixed
derby.
with our signature brandy.
That's
You mix that with bourbon.
bourbon.
We don't
We don't
drink,
drink in this household, and even we know that.
With ice and a spoonful of cane sugar. At least I can part that, right? Served in a highball glass. A whiskey cobbler.
We're getting a lot of
An
ingredients.
old-fashioned ingredient. It is served with our finest whiskey. Mixed with ice and cane sugar. Garnished with an orange peel in a low ball. And a brandy punch. Is an elegant drink suitable for a lady. It is made up with our signature brandy. Mixed with ice and a spoonful of tasty honey. Garnished with 2 slices of orange wheels. 1 piece of pineapple and 1/2 lemon served in a wine glass. Yep, that's the frou-frou drink. Alright. Shall I talk? Okay, we got someone new and different over here. Got the mayor I'm gonna talk to the mayor first, I guess.
Okay. Well, it looks like the railroad is gonna come at the expense of the mine.
Oh, really?
That's where they're gonna build it, and the miner is gonna have to look for a new job and a down payment on a house. But his mom's contributed most of it,
Okay.
which strikes me as the kind of detail that's gonna become important later.
Probably. Today we are here to celebrate the future of this town. Your pocket watch. My watch. Oh, that's right. My pocket watch has gone missing. I don't know if someone stole it or if I just misplaced it, but I swear I had it last night. Find my watch for me, will you? It's an old watch, handcrafted with a gold chain. Go on, make yourself busy, and try to look professional now. Everyone needs to put on a good show. It's time for me to get back to the drinks. The occasion? Today, we are here to celebrate the future of this town. For the past 13 years, I've been trying to raise money to build a railroad station for Brimstone. My campaign has finally borne fruit. Today, I've signed an investment deal with the distinguished gentleman Andy McDowell. Now, let us toast 13 more times for the years I spent working on this great triumph. A railroad? Railroad, railroad, railroad. We're going to get a railroad. We're going to be connected to civilization at last. Once the railroad comes to Brimstone, we'll be able to transport goods in and out of the town more easily. What goods, you ask? With the mine closing and everyone unemployed? Shut up, that's what goods... Yeah, ha! Can you believe that Mr. McDowell's company agreed to construct the railroad at 1/3 of the price that the other companies asked for? What a complete idiot! You're shouting. Oh dear, did he hear? As I was saying, what a complete idiot I'd be not to work with Mr. McDowell, yeah! You're even going to do all the fundraising so I don't have to lift a finger.
This sounds too good to be true.
It almost sounds good to be true. How's that for prediction?
Yeah.
But what a great negotiator I am. Here's to me. We got all sorts of ingredients.
The miner recommends talking to Mr. Brown concerning the pocket watch. I'm gonna see if the priest has anything to say now that I have something he might actually respond to.
Alright, I'm gonna talk first to our barkeep here.
With how many people are at the saloon, I might hit the bank without you and meet you there.
That's fine. Howdy. Do come in and indulge yourself in my pride and joy. Bask in the cool wind of my entrepreneurial endeavors. I have led the mayor to the river of ambrosia that is my cocktail-making expertise, and let me tell you, he has supped deeply in those icy waters. Yeah, he's definitely into his cups, that's for sure, it sounds like. He's really quite inebriated already. He's had three very good but very hard glasses of my finest. May I offer you an iced drink? Iced drink? That's right. I'm sure you've heard of the fire that can be found beneath the earth in the Brimstone mine, but now you can try cool refreshment that can be found under my saloon.
He finally got the ice vault.
We've dug an ice vault, if you can believe such a remarkable thing. It's practically sorcery to me. Every week the ice traders transport the ice from the far north all the way down to the Caribbean. And now they make a stop over here in Brimstone. We're going to be appearing on maps in no time, just like the mayor said. Anyways, would you like an iced drink or a cocktail? That's the fancy way of saying it. I bet you didn't know that. Cocktail? I've got this little recipe book called How to Mix Drinks, which got me into the art of cocktail making. With it, I've become a veritable alchemist of joy. I think these things could change your life forever.
I feel like it's not going to be in a good way.
You can find our cocktail menu over on the counter.
I get the feeling we're going to be mixing up one of these at some point. Otherwise, they wouldn't be giving us the recipes.
Or we're going to find that one of the ingredients is poisoned or something like that, and then that tells us, and so who ordered what and what's going to be there.
I'm hitting up the bank.
All right.
Hello, there's somebody here.
Somebody different?
Yeah, old lady.
Okay.
Ms. May.
All right, let's talk. Looks like I accidentally triggered Mr. Brown. Business or pleasure, friend? Just be aware that both are very expensive in this world. Pleasure. We've actually mostly been playing Snap today. It might seem juvenile to you, but it's all good Mayor's favorite. And he said he's buying the drinks. Alright, let's talk to him again. Business. I'm in the business of providing equality to financially underrepresented demographics. To that end, I offer short-term loans to people with bad credit. If people fail to pay me back, then bad credit is the least of their worries. I know a lot of very scary people who are very invested in everyone's financial independence, especially mine. Mr. Brown is a loan shark. Kevin? Loan shark? I resent that. It's a disparaging term used by the elites to describe moneylenders with ambition and teeth. Teeth? If you're ever short on cash and fearing for your life, you'll be happy to take a loan from a dangerous man like me. You'll be so happy that you might just be paying me back for the rest of your life.
Okay, that's suspicious. Apparently, this is the miner's mom who
That's
paid
what I
that
thought.
$800 and she wants to withdraw $200, but she has bad hands and can't fill out the forms herself.
Ah. Luck hasn't been on my side today, but I can see the table starting to turn now. Just one more game. Oh, hi, Sheriff. What brings you here today? Okay, nothing more from him. You want me to wait to talk to who's probably Mr. Railroad builder guy for when you join? So, anything else we're learning from her?
She thought that her son proved her wrong about anybody making it by with just hard, honest work, which is suspicious given that there's a missing pocket watch, and she admitted to seeing it around the office. Apparently she cleans it.
The mayor's office?
Yes. And I'm running through... Okay, maybe it wasn't her hands, it was her eyes. But for whatever reason, she can't fill out the forms.
Okay.
So I'm running her through everything.
Alright.
Don't see too well again. Doesn't know anything about that.
What's this bag here? A suitcase. Does it belong to Andy McDowell? Probably. Alright, sounds like you'll be busy a little bit. Let me talk to Mr. McDowell. What a pleasure to meet you, my friend. I'm Andy McDowell, a businessman from New York.
Alright, I'm helping her out with the forms by just looking at them.
I'm so honored to be able to bring the railroad to this lovely, dusty little town. The railroad. Do you like trains too? I've been in this business for a good decade now. Brimstone is in safe hands. We are going to connect Brimstone to the rail network via the nearest city, which is just 60 miles away. The excavation around that charming little mine of yours will make for an ideal station. What luck. Alright, so I guess let's ask him about the pocket watch. Oh yes, the mayor's been quite preoccupied with the location of his watch. Quite preoccupied indeed. Does he misplace things often? Do things slip his mind? I know a very helpful chap he could talk to about that.
I get the feeling May is going to end up being the victim. Apparently what she's withdrawing now, plus what she's already given, is her life savings.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's being set up for poisoning.
Anything that your heart desires. I presented him with the menu. Drinks are on me today.
Banker's here as usual.
Alright, I'm going to present the different ingredients to him. Perhaps there's something else I can help you with. Okay, I can see where that's going. So we won't show him any different ingredients here.
Banker agrees that this sounds like a scam. But he doesn't see how it's a scam.
Alright, let's talk to him about...
Why is Andy paying for everyone's drinks?
the mayor. I heard about the mayor trying to get a railroad built for this town. I used to be a civil engineer from New York, and now I'm an accomplished investor. I'm very honored to be here and to finalize this deal with the mayor. What about the bartender? Perhaps there's something else I can help you with. See if he knows anything about Mr. Brown. I heard about Mr. Brown of the gang before. Although I can't say our paths have ever crossed. I'm not a person involved in that sort of business. Sorry, I'm new to this town. I'm not sure I've had the pleasure. Is he the loud one at the poker table? I'll be sure to say hello.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to ask him about May since I haven't met May for obvious reasons.
Yeah, she's here.
I could ask him about the banker. He would probably be somewhat familiar.
Okay, I can't tell if the banker is joking, but he's saying that if the town goes bust from all of this, if banking doesn't work out for me, I'm exploring opportunities in banditry. I can't tell if he's being sarcastic.
Alright, talk to him about the bank. Perhaps there's something else. Ikage has nothing on the bank about the banker. Asking about the priest, why not? Nope. Think about the priest. What about the miners? Nope. He's got nothing else. I'm not going to quiz him about all the different cocktail ingredients at this point.
Not getting too much else of interest out of the banker.
Okay, I'll let you come over and let you talk to him about May.
Yeah. What you see on my screen now, this is May.
Okay. Yeah, I saw her on my screen here, right at the people here. Alright, I'm going to talk to him about his mama.
Maybe I shouldn't have helped withdraw her life savings, because this is going to go...
I wish I could help you, darling.
We still don't have any clues on the pocket watch. Although I would hope we'd pick them up.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna run through stuff you've probably been doing.
That's what we've seen before.
Alright. Heard of little Miss May? No.
Okay.
He has not. Has anybody heard of the pocket watch?
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to these two about the pocket watch then. A pocket watch. Brown trades stuff like that, don't you, Brown? A gold pocket watch handcrafted with a matching chain? I might have briefly possessed something of that description. Did it belong to the mayor? Well, it's too late now. I paid your thief $800 for it, and no, I'm not naming names. It pays in my business have a poor memory.
May stole it.
Besides, I already sold it to some other sucker for double the price. I don't remember who that was, either.
Oh no.
That goes for you too, Kevin. I can't remember what I was supposed to forget. That'll have to do.
$800 is a payment that Henry told me his mom already gave him for that down payment.
Yep.
We have our thief.
Yep, unfortunately.
Alright. If you want to talk to the miner or the priest or anybody in the bank, you can.
Okay.
I might brush up on what's going on in the saloon so that I don't lose track of anything going on
I'm going to go to the church real quick first, see if he says anything to me that he didn't to you. Good day and welcome to my refuge from the storm. Out there, clinking glasses, cool drinks, alcohol, the maelstrom of revelry and riches. In here, redemption. I'm at your service, the pleasure is all mine. See what he knows about the pocket watch. The mayor's watch is missing now, is it? There are more important things to find in this life than a mere timepiece. When is lunch, by the way? In an hour. Does anyone know? Nice! If you can't find the answer, you might find it through God.
That is his I don't know.
That's what I figured. Alright, talk to him about May. May Stewart, yes, she's been Mayor Johnson's loyal housekeeper for many years. I hope she and her son are doing well.
Yeah.
About Andy. Ah, Mr. McDowell, the railroad investor. Yes, I greeted him on his arrival here in Brimstone. There is something familiar in his features. I feel as though he and I have never met before. Something familiar.
Yeah, because... I don't know. If he's talking about Andy, then I don't know what that would be.
An unrepentant sinner is Mr. Brown. His activities are well known to all in Brimstone, yet the mayor turns a blind eye. I've been praying for Kevin recently. He never comes here, but the rumors reach me. Kevin is a fornicator of the highest order. I think he may have a wake-up call on the horizon. The mayor. If you can't find... Okay, nothing about the mayor. What about the bartender? Nope.
Okay, I'm noticing a pattern in the barkeeper's answers regarding the ingredients.
Okay.
Honey is under the counter and hard to open. Sugar is open on the counter.
Right.
I haven't asked about the Count Brandy yet, but bottles like that are going to be closed and sealed.
Probably.
So if anybody's messing with anything, sugar's going to be the easiest.
All right, go ahead and ask about the others just in case.
Yeah, because whiskey, he didn't give me anything about where it's kept.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brandy didn't give me anything interesting,
Okay.
but I'm noticing that about sugar, and I'm noticing it now.
20-year-old whiskey. Putting this in a cocktail is the real crime. All right.
And Jezebel has a predictable reaction to the lock on the suitcase. I love when things have a lock on them. Must be something in there he wants to keep hidden. Lockpick, 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 lockpick. But I can't do it when he's standing right
Okay,
there.
he has no opinion about honey either. I thought I'd try the honey and the sugar to see if...
Yeah.
Nope, he's not reacting. He's not reacting to the ingredients. Don't really need to ask him about the banker at this point. Asking about the miner just to be completionist. I hear the railroad has put his livelihood at risk. I pray for his family's good fortune as he navigates this challenge. All right. I think we got everything out. That's everything I can get out of the priest. I'll go visit the mine just for grins and giggles here.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you up to here? Don't you know it's dangerous? It's actually more dangerous at the mine when there's nobody working. Like today, place could just swallow you up. What happened? Seems like Brimstone's already given up on the mine that named the town is what? They're closing it, putting a railroad station here. If you ask me, this town is doomed. I'm moving to the city to find myself a job there. Any luck? Can't say yes. I have a wife and daughter, so we have to find a house there. But to own a house in the city, just a down payment will cost me north of $1,000. I don't have that kind of money, of course, but luckily my mother wants to help out. Seems she has a decent savings. I mean, just yesterday she gave me $800. $800! I don't know how I can thank her enough.
Talking to the stage driver in the square, looks like you missed him because he came up as a new character.
Okay.
Apparently he's had a bit of a windfall.
Okay, let me come join you there because I don't think he was there before.
Talking to him about the railroad.
Oh, I bet I accidentally was on the horse and not him, I bet.
Yeah, many miners will lose their jobs and I'll be next. Not that I'm worried. I've had a bit of a windfall. What are you up to? The mayor's celebrating the deal. Nice for him. I'm going to the city to pick up a special guest for his party.
Okay.
Don't tell me you're bringing the woman he was having the fling with.
Well, his wife's no longer here.
Oh, boy. Who are you bringing in? Know anything about a pocket watch? Well, that sounds like a fancy piece of clockwork. The mayor's, you say? Wish I'd have found it, though I can't promise I wouldn't have sold it if I had. Where'd you say he lost it again? We already know who took it, and it's not you.
Somebody beat you to it.
Alright. It gave me the bank form as a piece of evidence, the one that I filled out for May.
Right.
Which, I'm going to testify that right now. If that turns up as being as suspicious, she asked me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me. It is my handwriting because she can't read it.
Right.
I am not swindling her.
Okay.
Present just on the offside. Yeah. Knows nothing. And the ice is in the vault, so that can't be poisoned if that becomes a thing.
True.
Sugar? No.
Doesn't look like anyone else has any opinion on any ingredients.
Yeah. See about the cocktail menu? No. Doesn't care.
Okay.
Characters. Run them through. Doesn't care about the banker. Mr. Andy. That snooty city lurker? Yeah, I brought him into town not long ago. Wish I hadn't. If I'd have known I was bringing him here just to put me out of a job, I'd have left him on the side of the road. A fair reaction.
Yep, understandable.
Kevin? Nope. Mr. Brown. Good old Mr. Brown. I know what people say about him, and I know how much of it's true, but still, desperate times. Men like him do well in uncertain time, and Mr. Brown is doing very well just now. Yeah, he made $800 on a pocket watch.
Mm-hmm.
Said he sold it for twice the price. Asking about Stewart. The mayor's housekeeper? The mayor's reliant on her even more after the death of Mrs. Johnson last year.
Okay, it's been a year. All right.
Either that or they're retconning.
Yeah.
That man's not suited to the bachelor life. Not like me, I love it. Couldn't be happier. Absolutely beside myself. Mrs. Johnson? There's been several Mrs. Johnsons. Most recently was Ingrid. She was murdered. Apparently our good mayor wasn't implicated in her death or that of the wife before her. Still, if you want a long and happy life, I don't recommend marrying the mayor.
Interesting. We didn't have that information before.
No, we did not. Although it would have led us further down the confirmation bias trail of wrong.
Yeah.
No opinions regarding barkeep. Opinions regarding the mayor. What about him? He's lost his watch? If I were him, I'd keep it quiet. It's not right to be crying about that when people are losing their jobs. True.
Very true.
Henry Stewart the miner. Old Henry. He's one of the miners planning to leave the town for the city. He wanted me to help him move. You know, his whole family and their every possession can be moved in one trip. Henry's whole life fits on my wagon. Then again, so does mine. The priest. I've been told we're not to speak ill of the priest anymore. Apparently, he did everyone a favor a while back. What favor is that?
Getting rid of the foreman?
Possibly. But I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Yeah. What kind of favor was that?
Okay.
Alright.
That's everything I can present to him.
Alright.
So I don't know if there's anything else that can be.
Well, there's nowhere else where we can go.
Alright, so I guess it's time to answer the question. Who stole the mayor's pocket watch?
Sounds good.
The person who had $800 she wasn't supposed to have. May Stewart.
That would be May.
Okay. And it would be the button at the top to confirm it and move on to the next day if we're ready to.
Alright, because I think we've hit everyone and everything, so...
Yeah. And if we've missed anything, we'll just have to come back.
Alright.
So we know enough scuttlebutt to move forward.
Alright, we've already filled that out, so... Next day. The cock crows, just like the one in our neighborhood.
Except he has no idea whether it's morning.
Mayor Johnson has made his last toast. He dropped dead at the saloon last night. The town is in chaos. We need to find out how he died.
Okay. Did not expect that.
Right to the saloon?
I'm gonna see if I notice anything missing around here first.
Alright.
Just in case. Cough, cough, the gun.
Mm.
As of last time. Dice is still on the counter. There's still a lamp.
Yep.
Letter.
No Chekhov's cocktail anywhere.
Yeah. Alright, then to the saloon it is, and the blacksmith is now open.
Okay. Alright, let's go saloon first.
Who are you, ma'am?
Who's this?
Is that the guest the stagecoach driver was picking up?
Could be.
This situation is most unsatisfactory. A good friend and business partner murdered on my watch. I feel responsible somehow. And who are you? I'm really quite angry about all this, but angry can be a corrective emotion. Let's use that anger to get to the bottom of this. Who poisoned him? She eyes you calmly. You know what? Given my character's reputation, fair.
Fair enough.
Who are you? You don't know who I am. I'm the mayor's newest business partner, and according to the wittering of fools, his mistress as well. I'd taken on Wyatt as a protege of sorts. I saw potential in him. All wasted now, of course. Despicable. I just traveled from the city before the night of the incident. Looks like the pursuit of justice might delay my return to the city.
She says he was just a business partner.
And we're not gonna get his end of that.
No.
Quite frankly, I'm kind of inclined to believe her. But also, I know the mayor's reputation.
So maybe he was seeing her for business and someone else for pleasure?
Possible.
Okay.
Describe what happened before the mayor died. It was all quite satisfactory to begin with. Mayor Wyatt was hosting a party to celebrate the railroad deal with Andy McDowell. The night ran on late and only the 5 of us were left. Mr. McDowell was paying for the drinks, so everyone was rather tipsy. 5 left, huh? So that would be the mayor, Andy,
Her.
Nat, and who else? I remember Andy making a bet with the mayor that he couldn't win at cards before the night ended. Wyatt, the mayor, joined Mr. Brown and Kevin.
That's probably all the people in here.
Yeah. And
Bartender.
insisted on playing Snap of all things. That's what the 2 of them were playing before.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. McDowell bought us the last round of drinks and asked me to play a song for everyone on the piano. So I did. Next thing I knew, the mayor had collapsed from his chair, glass in hand. He passed away shortly after. So it is poison.
Yep. Now
Alright.
we find out what drink he got.
Time to run you through the everything except the ingredients because I doubt she'll care.
Yep.
Cocktail menu. We have reason to suspect that something on that menu's poisoned. The killer might have poisoned one of the ingredients here. Everyone's relying on you to find out what's poisoned. My first guess would be the sugar. I guess I will run her through the ingredients, just to see.
Go ahead.
Whiskey. It's a process of elimination, right? I didn't drink any whiskey myself, but did someone else.
Okay, let's write these down.
Logic puzzle time!
Logic puzzle.
Time to draw a grid.
Time to do some real thinking.
And you know what? There's 5 ingredients, right? Ice, 2 alcohols, and 2 forms of sugar.
Yeah.
I already wrote down the 5 people, so now I can just turn those into columns
Mm-hmm.
and mark out who did or didn't have something.
Right.
Nat is saying she did not drink any whiskey.
Yes.
Honey. Ah, yes, I prefer honey in my drink. So
that eliminates the mint julep or...
whiskey, brandy, honey, cane, sugar, ice. I don't know how you would... Well, actually, there is a way to poison ice, and I'm going to say it out loud, just because, who knows, this could be a thing. I used to read, quick detective stories, and one of the ploys that I saw pulled at least twice was what happens if you put poison in ice, if you concentrate it in the center of the cube, and then freeze clean ice around it. Eventually, when the ice melts, you'll poison the drink, but someone else could have drunk from it beforehand, basically proving it was fine.
Or it could happen a lot later when you've already left, or something, when the murderer's already left, or something like that.
Exactly. I'm going to bring that up because that could be a thing that happened, and it's the only way the ice could possibly be poisoned.
Yeah.
But if it happened instantly, that might not be what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
So Nat did have honey in her drink.
Okay.
Do you think it could have been poisoned?
No, because you're still with us.
Brandy. A lot of the cocktails had brandy in them, I believe. I bet it's the bartender's favorite. I sometimes catch the bartender sipping some brandy when he thinks we're not looking.
Okay.
So she didn't say whether she drank anything, but
we know the
barkeep
bartender
did.
has.
So I'm going to put Gideon down.
Mm-hmm.
So the barkeep's definitely had some.
Mm-hmm.
Cane sugar. I never developed a taste for sugar. It's not a very mature taste, is it? You didn't have cane.
Okay.
And, to be fair, ice. The bartender went through a lot of ice since we were all drinking cocktails.
Yeah.
If they were all drinking cocktails and he defined cocktail as a drink with ice,
Mm-hmm.
everyone had ice and the ice is not poisoned.
Yeah, all of the cocktails had ice as an ingredient.
So the ice is clean.
Right.
He left the bar briefly to go and get some more. Since we were waiting, Mr. McDowell asked me to play the piano for him, so I did. Get her out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially, if it's Mr. McDowell who did it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all the ingredients. Since she's new here, I'm going to run her through everything, but maybe you start talking to other people.
All right, I'm going to start talking to the others. I'm just going to go from this end of the room and work my way this way.
And I'll work in the opposite direction.
All right.
Mayor used to wear it all the time.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just playing cards, minding my own business. What did you see? Can you tell me what happened before the mayor died? I know how this looks, but me and Mr. Brown were here just playing cards, as usual. I'm surprised the mayor wanted to join us. Might as well win some money from him, I thought, before the last round of drinks. Andy asked Natalie to play us a song. Confirm. And what a song. I was mesmerized. Once I could finally tear my eyes away from her, he ordered her this fancy French drink, only the best for the ladies, so she got the fruity thing, probably. I'll get the recipes for you.
I'm just going to write down French drink as a note.
I came back to the table, and seconds later, the mayor just fell over. He was gone, just like that.
Apparently, she owns a saloon, and he visited a lot. So that's her relation. Unique man. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask him about ingredients. Just so we can eliminate them. All right. Whiskey. The whiskey, I don't think there was anything wrong with it.
All right, she's eyeing Gideon.
If the whiskey was poisoned, how come me, Mr. Brown are fine?
So they both had whiskey. All right, she is looking at the barkeep and she's saying she's seen that look before. That's someone who's trying to hold it together when they're seriously upset. By her testimony, barkeep is clean.
Okay. He probably feels guilty over having.
And we're already down to one ingredient, and it's exactly as I predicted. Mr. B and Kevin had whiskey. Gideon's drinking brandy. The honey was in Nat's drink.
Honey.
She had ice.
I've actually been told that I'm smooth like honey, if you know what I mean. I think honey is more sticky than smooth. All right, then, I'm sticky like honey. Point is, people like honey and people like Kevin. The bartender doesn't like honey. Well, I ain't trying to smooch the bartender, so that doesn't matter. He only hates it because it's difficult to open. Lid gets stuck, you see?
Yeah. We're down to one ingredient that nobody has said they had yet.
Sugar?
And it's the cane sugar.
All right, let me present that. Sugar goes pretty well with the mint and a mint julep. It's my favorite cocktail. I have a sweet tooth, so I don't understand why some people avoid sugar like the plague. If Mr. McDowell didn't take a sip of his mint julep... Mr. McDowell didn't take a sip of his mint julep at all last night. And sugar is one of the ingredients for the mint julep.
I mean, if he likes the sugar, he didn't say he had one, though.
Brandy.
Okay.
Ah, good drink. Natalie tried that brandy punch last night. I should give it a go, too. Well, whenever that killer's caught, I won't risk my life drinking anything here till you guys find out what ingredient was poisoned. Smart move on his end. So I've asked him all 4 ingredients. So now I'll move on to Mr. Brown.
She has a slight rivalric view of Mr. Brown. Lull them into thinking you don't have teeth, and then she diverted about shouldn't get lost in happy memories. Yeah. She's got her own teeth.
Okay, nothing like the mayor getting murdered to spoil a good game of cards. What did you see? Describe what happened before the mayor died. Me and Kevin sat here at the poker table all night, same as usual. All of a sudden the mayor turns up. He insisted on playing Snap, banging on the table whenever we were dealt 2 cards with the same face or number. He seemed to be enjoying himself. I remember he was holding his cards with one hand and a glass in the other. Then he just collapsed. Usually when someone dies in a card game, it's a bit more shooty. I guess something in his drink disagreed with him.
Okay, I haven't gotten much.
I'm going to go through ingredients on him. Kevin and I both had whiskey in our drinks, and we're fine. Which we already knew.
Right, I'm interviewing Gideon.
Whiskey, honey. Some of the cocktails are sweetened with sugar, some with honey. Honey is good for you. Kevin and I both had honey in our drinks, so they both had honey.
Okay, so the mayor went to the poker table, Kevin came to the bar and gave something to Natalie, then McDowell bought a last round of drinks.
Hey, Crit Witch! Good to have you with us. Thank you again for that renewal subscription. We'll get you your root beer float right away. Corey will take you to your table or booth. And we'll have Virgil get you all made up. Thank you once again for that for another monthly subscription. Thank you very much indeed.
Kevin might have eyes for Nat. The bartender says that after the final round that McDowell ordered, he ordered something so special the barkeep had to look up the recipe for her. I think somebody has eyes on her, but her opinion of him is spineless coward. So that's not going anywhere.
All right, so Mr. Brown confirms that the bartender likes the brandy.
Okay.
And he's not a brandy man himself.
Barkeep's got the drinks written down. At 1:40 past midnight, Andy bought everyone a round of drinks. The mayor had a whiskey cobbler.
Andy a mint julep, Mr. Brown plain whiskey, Kevin classic cocktail, Natalie ordered the brandy punch.
BP. Just whiskey. I have it down that he had honey and ice, but meh.
Yeah, the mint julep had brandy and sugar. The whiskey cobbler is whiskey and honey. The brandy punch is brandy and honey.
Could you pull up the cocktail menu so I can verify that for what I've got here?
Let me hit the right button here. That'll help.
Just to make sure I'm keeping this straight, because some of that's not lining up.
The cocktail menu from the bar. Classic cocktail.
Whiskey, honey, ice. Whiskey, honey, and ice. That lines up with what Kevin says he had.
Mm-hmm.
Served in a copper mug. We kind of... Okay. We know the mayor had a glass.
Mint julep, brandy, sugar, ice.
Brandy, sugar, ice. Served in a glass.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey cobbler, whiskey, sugar, ice. Which means he wouldn't have had brandy or honey.
Mm-hmm. And brandy punch, brandy, honey, ice, garnished with all the different pieces of fruit.
Yeah.
So the two things that both Andy and the mayor had in common is sugar in their drink.
And Andy didn't drink his.
And Andy didn't drink his at all. He just held it.
Okay.
And everyone else, Natalie... Isn't
brandy and sugar a bit repetitive?
To be totally honest, Crit Witch, neither of us drink, so we wouldn't know, but that would probably make... Knowing what little I know about brandy, that kind of makes sense. And also here, as we mentioned earlier, the mint julep recipe...
wrong.
Their mint julep recipe is wrong as well.
It should be bourbon, not brandy. But they're trying to go for a 4-patch combination where everything has 2 of each ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
All right, so... That's the only people had... So everyone else had honey in theirs except for those two. The mayor died, and Andy didn't sip his drink.
Yeah. All right.
And there's only one person who would know...
Not to drink it.
Yeah.
I think we have a solved case unless they throw us a day 3 screwball.
Yeah.
But we may as well go through everybody on everything.
Okay.
At 2:30, Kevin ordered a pousse l'amour for Natalie. This is what I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
But I never got to make it as the mayor collapsed on the floor shortly after the order was taken.
I wonder what's in that one.
Kevin and Natalie. Yeah, just before the last drinks were ordered, Kevin came up to the bar. He whispered something to Natalie and passed her a note before going back to the table. She read it, whatever it was, then threw it away. Then she went to the piano for the rest of the night. That's fair. As I said, her opinion of him is spineless, harmless.
Is there a trash can here anywhere? I was going to see if we could find what that note was.
It's a love note. Can't say I've seen the note since, but I'll look around for it if you think it'll help. I don't think it will, but I still want it for thoroughness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything you know about Natalie? Arrived in the evening before the instant she was playing piano and entertaining the other guests when the mayor collapsed. She seemed distraught with the whole thing, her face set like clay. I know that look. I've had it. That is exactly the same thing she said about his current expression.
Spineless. Oh, hey, Prax. Good to have you here as well. Spineless and harmless. It's mostly me. Hey, Prax, we're solving a murder mystery here. We figured out that the sugar was poisoned for the drinks that they all had. The mayor got a mint julep that was...
He got a whiskey
cobbler.
Or no,
he had the whiskey cobbler that had the whiskey and sugar.
It's Andy who had the discount julep that he never drank.
Yeah, the pseudo mint julep.
The maint julep.
Yeah.
All right.
The mint julep, as in meant it to be a julep.
I'm gonna grill Andy.
Yeah.
You think someone poisoned the mayor's drink? It couldn't have just been his heart. How do you know anything about his heart condition?
Yeah.
Nobody's mentioned it.
We've never even heard about him having a heart condition.
Well, I was here at the bar all evening and I didn't see anything suspicious because you were doing something suspicious. But if that's the case, I hope you find out. The killer should be out there. What happened? The mayor and I were talking most of the night here at the bar. Natalie was with us. The night ran on late and I was in a jolly good mood, so I bought that final ill-fated round of drinks while Natalie went to the piano to play us a lively tune. The mayor said he wanted to try his hand at the poker table before the night ended, so he did. I'm not a betting man, so I had my drink at the bar. The mayor was served directly by the bartender. I'm afraid I can't be of any more use than that. I had my attention turned to the charming Miss Natalie. Charming.
Okay.
Is not how I would describe her.
Yeah.
Of course, it didn't take us long to notice the rather ghastly state the mayor was in. It looked like he was choking. It happened in a flash. And also, you weren't talking to Natalie. Kevin was.
Yeah.
Liar. I'm quite certain there was
and
no...
Natalie confirms that it was Kevin talking to her.
Yeah. Whatever it was, it came over so quickly I'm making my skin crawl to think of it.
Sure.
Time to ask about the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Always a favorite whiskey at a bar. I wonder how much the bartender goes through in a week. I'm gonna save the sugar for last.
Go ahead.
Honey? Oh, do you think there was something in the honey?
No, because everyone had the honey still alive.
Brandy? Ah, brandy, my favorite. I could get a sip or two of brandy right about now. Yeah, because you know it's clean. Ice.
And you didn't drink any
Some
last
ice?
night.
Yes, I suppose we went through a lot of ice that night, what without the cocktails. Do you think that's important? Only in that it distracted the barkeep when he had to go get more.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar. Ah, yes, the sugar bowl. The bartender kept it on the counter, did he not? I was at the bar the whole night. I didn't see anyone go near it. Need I grace that with a comment? What do you actually think of Natalie? It's playing piano and teaching the guests some rather daring dances. I dare say we were all too busy with her to see how the poor mayor collapsed. You're the first person to mention dancing.
Yeah.
What a shame. I think there was something special between them, and I believe she was relying on his additional income to help grow her biz. That is not the relationship she laid out.
No.
Exactly the opposite.
Exactly the opposite way around. She was mentoring him, not him mentoring her.
She said that he asked for her help with the negotiations, but Andy dropped everything in his lap.
Mm-hmm.
The heck do you want us not to see? I want to lockpick that chest so bad.
I know. We need to get him away. We may not be able to get to it until the next day.
Okay. There's new locations open to us.
Alright,
So we should at least check them out.
go to the blacksmith.
Yeah. It's good to see that the butcher's not available. She's had enough stress.
Yeah, she's had enough stress all the way through this. Alright, nothing's lighting up here. Let's talk to our good friend here. Howdy, partner. What brings you here? Anything unusual? Unusual? Just the usual tumult of a town with an uncertain future. You get used to it. I was out of town yesterday. Just got back. I take it there's something I should know about?
Blacksmith has no idea what's happening.
Alright, so I'll just go ahead and present him first off. We'll just go straight to the mayor. Do not pass go, do not collect 200.
Right.
The mayor's dead? Poisoned, you say? Then there was something unusual after all. I had a visit a few days back. Said he was a farmer having problems with weevils. Asked me if I had arsenite.
Arsenite as in arsenic?
Probably. Arsenite for sale.
Rat poison?
I happened to have some for my metalwork, so I sold it to him for a good price, too. Arsenite. Well, I use it to treat the metal. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't, because it is a heavy metal itself. But I don't think that's much use to you. People also use it as a pesticide, as in its powdered form. After the butcher started using it, her jerky got a lot less stringy. She finally put a stop to the whole rat situation. She got good with the stuff in the process.
So the butcher knows how to use it, and effectively.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's ask.
But we don't have access to her.
And one of the questions, I'm going to exit out because I want to try to get a question back. Anything unusual? I want to get this question back.
Yes.
What did he look like? Here's the thing. He was wearing a big hat and covered his face with a red bandana.
Of course he does.
I found his accent rather strange, too. He seemed to be deliberately faking a southern accent. For what reason, I don't know. To cover up his New York accent. Alright, so.
To cover up his slicker sound.
Alright, let's see if he knows anything.
I say we ask him about Andy straight up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I ain't seen hide nor hair of him. I never stop hearing about how his money's going to save this town, though.
My kingdom for a camera.
Natalie.
Strange.
It's strange for one of the mayor's lady friends to survive.
Everybody thinks that they weren't.
But then I never heard the usual rumor, scandalous rough and tumble with Kevin, so maybe all along, maybe Kevin had a cursed, we'll leave it
Cursed
there.
love
And
life.
welcome back from the ad break, everyone. Those who may have been having trouble, didn't get to hear anything. Alright.
Kevin does seem to fall for the well-to-do ones.
That's about Natalie?
I think he just did.
Oh yeah, that's right, we just did. I just did.
Yeah. Ask him about everyone. I'm going to bop out and see through the mine in the church, since there's only one person to talk to there, and there's probably not going to be too much new. I'll let you know anything.
I'm going to talk to him about. I'm not going to necessarily talk to him about the. No, we'll go ahead and hit the priest while we're at it. We'll just go through everyone. I do all right for myself here, and the good Father knows it. I've always done right for myself. Seen a lot of hardship came through it. I just don't appreciate the insinuation it was supposed to be this way. I've lost people, you know. The miner. I don't know what to tell you, partner. The bar tape keep. Don't know what to tell you. Mr. Brown. So much shady stuff going on around here, and no one ever arrested Mr. Brown. Suspicious, ain't it? Kevin. Kevin's starting to remind me of my dad in all the worst ways. He talks too much. He loses a lot of money. He's more popular than me for some reason. I think Kevin is in for a rude awakening.
Talking to Miner Henry brought up Andy McDowell. In his response, my cousin John worked on the railway tunnels. They put him up against some sort of contraption in a race. He dug himself to death. John Henry.
John Henry, yeah. The steel driver.
I don't know
man.
if I can sing the song I'm thinking of without copyright issues, but I don't know how old that copyright is.
All right, we'll go ahead and throw the banker
I'll
at
just
him.
say John Henry was a
Somehow,
powerful
no matter
man.
what, that guy just always ends up out on top. I ain't so about it. I'm just saying. Yeah, we'll need to talk to the banker now with what's happening with the mayor dying. I don't know what to tell you, partner. He knows nothing about stage driver. Asking more about the arsenite. It has a few applications in my line. It's also deadly poison. I don't know much about that side of it. Once we finally convince the butcher to deal with the rat, she bought a whole lot of it. She can tell you more. Can we go to the butcher yet?
No, the butcher's not available.
Okay. Alright, so pocket watch. Pocket watch, not my thing. Pieces are too fine for the likes of me. Kind of business Mr. Brown might be interested in. Yeah, we already know that. He likes things at a high value and easy concealed. He said I was the opposite of those things.
Alright, I'm not seeing anything much that I think is of interest from the miner, other than continued concern about his job.
I'm going to ask him about some of the drink ingredients. I don't know what to tell you, partner. Okay. He's not going to have anything on that. So, okay.
Alright.
I've exhausted things here. So where are you right now? The church?
At the church, starting a conversation with the priest. Didn't
Alright.
get anything much out of the miner.
I'll come join you.
Still dumbfounded that his mom got all that money so quickly. Need to talk to her. His funeral's gonna be tomorrow. So that's why he's here, because he's hosting the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily because he has information. Alright, I'm gonna ask you about the people I couldn't have before.
Okay.
That would be Mr. Brown through the end of the list. Unrepentant sinner is Mr. Brown. His activities are known to all in Brimstone, yet the mayor always turned a blind eye. I do hope he didn't have a hand in the mayor's death. He has enough to atone for already.
I think this is one thing we can definitely not blame on Mr. Brown.
I've been praying for Kevin recently. He never comes here, but the rumors reach me. Kevin's a fornicator of the highest order. I think he may have a wake-up call on the horizon. Yeah, in light of that, I will mention one other comment.
Uh-huh.
Apparently he was making passes at Henry's daughter,
Oh, really?
who is not old enough to be out of the house, and that's as much as I know.
Not good.
Andy. Ah, Mr. McDowell, the railroad investor. Yes, I greeted him on his arrival here in Brimstone. There's something familiar in his features, I feel, though he and I have never met before. You're the second person to say he's weirdly familiar.
Yeah. And you know what? He looked familiar to me, too, when I first saw the picture.
Yeah, I think it's either a case of reused assets or it's deliberate.
Yeah.
The banker. Mr. Crane holds the miner's fates in the palm of his hand. With the mine closing, they're going to need credit. What a world we live in where judgment is handed to men like him.
Have you been to the bank yet?
Not today.
Okay, we'll go together.
Stage driver. I don't know. Natalie. I was ready to condemn her for an adulterous affair. I was convinced she'd been his mistress the whole time. I think I've been quick to judge. I wish I could apologize to Wyatt, but he's gone. So the one who maybe prides himself is a poor choice of words for a minister, but somebody who would have to be in tune with this kind of thing is thinking she's clean.
Mm-hmm.
That's worth noting. The blacksmith. No comment.
No comment on the blacksmith.
And just because, ask him about arsenite.
Sure.
Is this the substance that killed the mayor? There's no one form of murder better than another, but I feel to be poisoned must be a terrible way to die. So you don't know anything. And if it is reused assets, then we have our certain Ed Thompson to deal with. Again.
Alright. So, bank?
Bank.
Let us head to the bank.
May isn't here. She was standing here before,
Yeah.
and now she's not.
Okay, I'm going to get over here so you can get on the other side of the banker.
I got his voice after all.
Alright, here we go.
How can I help today?
Alright, let's just go down the list. Gotta start with the obvious.
The effort the mayor has put into getting the railroad built is commendable. There's going to be some economic churn around here. The coachman will probably be out of the job. The miners, too, rumor has it. You always need a backup plan in this world. Take me, for example. If banking doesn't work out for me, I'm exploring opportunities in banditry.
He's acting like he doesn't know the mayor's dead.
He
Or
very
maybe
well might
oblivious
not.
to it. Alright.
Go down. And I wonder where... May is probably going to end up being in the square because we've been everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
The good father and I are natural enemies. No hard feelings anymore. He represents the great banker in the sky, after all. The priest's big guy is always asking for payment or else you'll suffer. He's a lot like Mr. Brown.
Okay.
Not quite.
The miner.
Which one? Henry Stewart? Safety boy? I've had the misfortune of shaking every miner's hand recently. I'm starting to worry all their calluses will rub off on me.
Poor guy.
Rumors of a mine closure are gathering momentum. They used to complain about having to go down there, and now they're complaining about never going down again. I've had them offer all sorts of things as collateral. Henry said his daughter would read my fortune every month. It wouldn't be much of a fortune if I agreed to deals like that now, would it?
Okay, bartender.
Gideon's a real entrepreneur, let me tell you. I've been trying to help him out for years, but he's fine without me. We've had quite a bumpy ride, economically speaking, and Gideon has been a soft cushion for us all. I just wish I could tell him how nice it's been to build this town up together. Interesting perspective, but okay. May Stewart. Ah, Mrs. Stewart. Yes, she's a regular customer of the bank. She has a modest savings account with us.
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown, the loan shark. I'm hesitant to call him a competitor, but it's true that his services bear some similarity to our own. Of course, if you don't pay us back, we put you in a debtor's prison. If you don't pay Mr. Brown back, he puts you in a coffin.
Kevin?
Mr. Brown will never reveal the details of his business transactions to strangers, let alone investigators. But that Kevin is always with him and has a loose tongue. He's prone to gossip, that one. Maybe he'll tell you something that he shouldn't.
Not happened yet.
Actually, it kind of did with the pocket watch.
Oh, that's true. Alright, Andy.
A smart businessman, from what the mayor told me. He's been sniffing at Brimstone for a number of years now. And yet Natalie told me he showed up all of a sudden 2 months ago. Out of nowhere.
Interesting.
I'm not sure how he was able to offer such a lucrative deal to build the railroad. It feels like a scam, but I don't know how. So maybe the banker was aware of something the mayor wasn't.
Yeah.
Still, it really looks like if anyone is losing out, it's the investor himself. Everyone important in Brimstone wins. But the town gets ruined.
Stage driver.
The coachman, he's a hard worker. It's a shame he relies so much on tips to make a profit. He should know better than to rely on the goodwill of his passengers. Although he did recently deposit $500 into his account. I wonder if he came into some money. He did say he'd received a windfall, but not what from.
But what from?
Him. But I shouldn't speculate.
Yeah, so that's suspicious still. Natalie!
I suspect the details of her financial records would shed quite a lot of light on our situation. She's from out of town, and her only real connection to this place was our late mayor. I suspect we've seen the last of her.
Okay. Not that would do us anything, but the blacksmith.
Sorry, can't help you there.
Alright, let's look at stuff here. Go to the arsenite.
Sorry, can't help you there.
Everything's not going to be able to help us on a lot of items.
The bank form, maybe.
Alright, let's
Since that is his.
Let's ask him about it.
That old lady just withdrew $200 from me. That must be her life's saving.
So that plus
That
the
was-
800 for the watch
Is the
gives the 1,000
1,000 that
they
he
need
needs.
for the house in the city.
What else can I help with?
Alright, so
I think we might have gotten what we can.
okay.
He isn't likely to care about ingredients.
Yeah, I just figured just for completeness.
Yeah.
So
I-
the people who have motive are Andy. He's
Okay.
suspicious because of not completing his drink. May Stewart because she stole the watch.
But
and
May
maybe afraid
didn't. But May didn't have anything to do with the poisoning that we know of.
that we know of. We've not been able to see her
She's just
yet.
desperate to help her son.
All right, I'm gonna go to the square, see if we can see
Yeah.
her there.
That's the only place she could be. Hello, kitty.
Okay, nothing there.
Did she skip town?
Or she's just not available.
Hello, kitty.
And our two buddies here are not available for anything. I'm gonna see if he's got anything new.
Maybe concerning the mayor or Natalie, because we didn't have Natalie yesterday.
Yeah. Alright, that's about Natalie. Well, it's not letting me do anything with him.
Close out of this. You.
Oh, there it is. I wasn't seeing.
Yeah.
I think I was looking at the wrong spot for some reason. Alright.
And we didn't have the blacksmith either, but
Did you have you asked him about Andy before?
we ran him through everything, but
Okay. Sorry.
wouldn't hurt to
Natalie?
ask again.
Okay.
She's a popular gal in the city. Very successful saloon, very special favorite of one Mayor Wyatt Johnson. She's the crown jewel of any party she attends, so you make sure you attend in the saloon.
Okay. She owns a saloon. She would know a thing about making drinks.
Yeah.
Not that she's a suspect at this point. But
Yeah, no. That snooty city lurker. Yeah, I brought him into town not long ago. Wish I hadn't. If I'd have known I was bringing him here just to put me out of a job, I'd have left him at the side of the road. Same thing he said yesterday.
yeah.
He
All right.
might have a different response about the mayor, though. And I have half a mind to ask Kevin about Natalie directly. I don't know that we have.
I don't know if we have.
The
them.
mayor's dead? Well, talk about unexpected. Then again, we do get a lot of murders in this town. Yeah.
All right. Anything else to ask him about? May? See if she skipped town or not.
The mayor's housekeeper? The mayor's reliant on her even more after the death of Mrs. Johnson last year. The man's not suited to the bachelor life. Not like me.
Oh yeah. So we already had that.
Yeah. I'm wandering back into the saloon to ask Kevin.
All right. I'll be right there as soon as I clear this out.
Because I know you were asking them about ingredients, but if you asked him about Natalie...
Yeah, Kurtwitz. That's right. We do get a lot of murders here. All right.
Just playing cards, minding your own business. I want to know what you've had to say about Natalie. That lady's gorgeous. Dang, I thought I'd never feel my heart fluttering again. I ordered a pouce l'amour for her, pushing for love. Too bad it never got served. You know, on the account of the mayor dying and whatnot.
Okay.
So yeah, he has eyes for her, and she's like, no.
Yeah.
Thought I had it all figured out. I thought she was after the mayor for his money, so I could go after her and be set for life. I got nowhere. The mayor was doting on her. She was cordial but kind for him. Love's a battle, and I ain't used to this train.
Did you talk to Natalie about Kevin?
Yes, I did.
Okay, then we don't have to go back to that.
And I'm gonna put her opinion on screen. Kevin, all I know is type. I run my own saloon, remember? I've met plenty of men like him. He likes the ladies and the sound of his own voice.
Okay.
Men like Kevin come in a range of unpleasant flavors, but Kevin is the most tolerable of them. He's a harmless coward.
Okay.
That is basically a...
Yeah. He could have been a lot. She could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we know what ingredient was contaminated.
That is very cleanly established at this point. Which ingredient was contaminated? Sugar, confirmed. And unless we get a day 3 screwball thrown into the mix, We know who did it too.
Alright, we need to go to next day.
Or at least we know who was complicit, I will say.
Yeah.
It is possible for somebody else to have been involved.
Alright, next day. Now the crucial part. Who done it?
Yeah. And this is what we get for all the logic puzzles I did in middle school. You can't really see, it very well, but there's a grid with X's and O's and everything crossed in or crossed out.
Yeah.
That's a better view.
Yeah, you and I are both a fan of those. Alright, today is the mayor's funeral. Pay your respects by identifying his murderer and bring them to justice.
And lockpicking a suitcase.
Yeah. Shall we go right to the saloon?
Lockpicking a suitcase it is.
I'll give you cover.
He's not here. And he's not here. I can take a closer look at the suitcase. There's a metal plate engraved with the letters GS.
GS, GS. That glee.
We don't know what GS stands for, but the case is locked. Present
Lockpick.
evidence. Lockpick. I've been waiting for this opportunity. Let me open this case.
Ta-da!
Heck yeah, Jezebel.
GS, GS.
There's a folder of what appears to be blueprints. Perhaps for the railroad project? But they're mostly blank. There's also a gold pocket watch with a matching chain. The mayor's pocket watch.
He's the one who bought the pocket watch.
There's a dull and worn engraving on the back. For the love of my life. What the heck?
Mm-hmm.
What?
It was a
What?
gift from somebody.
A gift to the mayor?
To
or
the mayor, yeah.
from one of his...
Unless he was so vain that the love of his life was himself, but I don't think so.
Yeah. So either he gave it to somebody who ended up dying, or somebody gave it to him.
Someone gave it to him.
And also, who the heck is GS?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Characters from the past.
We don't have...
If there was a GS in a previous... one of earlier episodes or something.
I'm pulling up the list of characters, and the only person I can think of whose first name starts with a G is the barkeep. And that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because the miner is Henry Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Stewart.
Unless it's another Stewart.
Oh, dear. Because the mayor was Wyatt... I don't know what his last name was. Wyatt Johnson. Right. Greasy Gideon, so there's a G, but no S.
Mm-hmm.
May Stewart could be a member of that family. Mr. Brown could be lying about his last name. Kevin, we've never gotten a last name. Andy, who we're concerned about.
Yeah.
The banker is Albert Crane. The stagecoach driver, we never get a name for. Natalie's name is Natalie, so no.
Yeah.
And the blacksmith is Clayton. So this is a whole new character we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And Andy is lying about his name.
Mm-hmm. Henry Stewart. So could he be another? Because with the face being familiar. I don't know.
Well, we didn't get any of that information as evidence items. I think we can pretty much conclude who did. But if the blueprints are blank, that's why he could offer it at such a cheap thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was scamming the mayor out of his money and planning to split.
Mm-hmm.
He never planned to build the railroad.
No.
He never wanted to build it.
Yeah.
He was just going to take all the money he could from the mayor and split.
Yeah. He was going to swindle him out of it. Alright, can we get anything? Don't mind me, I'm just playing cards, minding my own business. Okay.
I want to confront Mr. Brown with the pocket watch again.
Alright.
Now that we've found it.
Go ahead.
See if that gets us anywhere. Gold pocket watch. Briefly possessed. That's the same piece.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not giving us confirmation.
So that's the same thing they told us before.
Swindler. Fortune has smiled upon us. I found some evidence.
I deduce that this is the note that Kevin gave Natalie on the night of the murder. It's a rancid thing. I hope can be some use in getting to the bottom of this darn poisoning.
All the witnesses are gathered here. They saw.
Myself included. What did you see? The mayor, Miss McDowell, and Natalie were here at the bar. Okay, this is recounting all of that.
Alright, so what is in that note?
Yeah.
Kevin gave this love letter to Natalie on the night of the murder.
Okay.
It is a love letter.
That's a flat-out love letter. Okay.
Natalie, my cherry pie, I don't like your boyfriend. Natalie, apple of my eye, I think you need a new one. Oh gosh.
Ooh.
I know these words. Is this a copyright strike? Natalie, the mayor's wives always find him a bore. Natalie, you'll find me sweet as this pousse l'amour. Love and kisses from Kevin. He ripped those from an early 2000s song.
Alright. I don't know if we're going to find anything else here.
I kind of doubt it, but I'm also kind of glad we got that note.
Yeah.
No wonder she dismissed it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if she was already sweet on him, okay, but no. No.
Okay, that's just asking. Alright, so
Everyone's probably going to be at church.
at the church.
I'm going to poke around and see if we can find May anyplace, but I kind of doubt it.
There she is.
Not May's in church.
Along with Natalie and His Honor the Mayor. But I don't see Andy anywhere.
For His Honor the priest.
Yeah, just His Honor the priest.
I'm going to ask the stagecoach driver if he split.
Yeah.
Since I'm here.
Go ahead.
Brought him into town. Wished he hadn't. Okay.
No change there. Alright, Sock to May. I keep thinking about Mr. Johnson. He was a good, well, everyone's good, ain't they, deep down? The bad thing that was done to him. I really thought I'd be seeing to that man till my dying day. Now here I am, outliving him, wallowing in sadness and confusion. I'll let you resume with your voice from
I
here.
should have been a better and more honest person.
Alright, I'm going to confront
She's
her about the
regretting
watch.
the watch.
Yeah.
The mayor's pocket watch. What about it, Sheriff? Why would you be asking me about it? Oh, the mayor misplaced it. I see. Men like him are prone to misplacing even precious things. I just can't imagine it. Ain't the first time this has happened. I'll probably find it when I'm tidying up his office.
Alright.
I feel like
Time for the badge.
Yeah, I think we found the sheriff moment.
Mm-hmm.
What's this? Oh, please, you're not going to arrest me, are you? I'm terribly sorry, Sheriff. I really am. Please let me explain.
Explain? Let me ask her again. About Le Watch.
I know it was a dreadful thing to do. Mr. Johnson's been good to me all these years. I'm grateful, but his decision to replace the mines with the railroad, it's putting my son out of work. Henry has a family, and I don't want to see them suffer. The mayor can easily afford a new one, so please, just let me go.
We're not going to push things at this point. Because
Only-
that's not the
Yeah.
fish we want to fry.
Glad
Alright,
you confessed.
I want to try something here.
Yeah. I'm awfully tired, child. I don't see too well. I really can't help you. That's
Okay.
her I don't know.
Okay, it was worth a shot.
Yeah.
And just to make things interesting. Anything about arsenite? Nope. Do you know anything about sugar?
No.
Nope. Alright. Alright, we know what she did.
Alright. Talking to Natalie.
Okay,
Oh,
go ahead.
Wyatt, you were just starting to find yourself, and now you're dead. I almost want to ask about the note, but I almost want to not.
May as well.
Okay. I thought I threw this away. Don't make me read it again. Once was enough. Kevin clearly took a liking to me that night, but I'm not interested. I know what people said about us, about our relationship. This note is proof that I can keep my cool. Would you be able to do the same? Be calm when people talk about you like this? We shouldn't have to. We do it anyway. You are talking to exactly the right person about that for multiple reasons. Outlaw and a lady.
Yeah.
Alright. Just to see if you know anything about this. Arsenite. That's her I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. And just as a thought, the butcher is available if we want.
The butcher's available now?
Yeah. Do we want to talk to the priest about anything?
Let's see, my dear friends, we are here gathered here to mourn the loss of our beloved mayor, Mr. Johnson. Wyatt Johnson he was a character, wasn't he? A real character. Many of you have spoken to me about the times you were helped by Mr. Johnson in exchange for a fee. Here at Brimstone, we're not strangers to saying goodbye to people with complicated legacies. Let us keep our tradition of showing the deceased respect. No one is to say a bad word about him. At least out loud. Alright, if we got someone new to talk to.
To the butcher.
To the butcher we go.
So there's got to be someone who knows something about...
Oh, look who's here.
And there's a picture on the wall. There are 3 women in the photo. I wonder who they were. This photo... Oh, your voice?
This photo was taken when my mother was still a young lady. My mother is the one on the left-hand side. The middle is May Stewart, the mayor's housekeeper.
Who's the one on the right-hand side?
I'm not sure. My mother never mentioned. Will you let me know if you find out?
I feel like we're going to. I just feel like we're going to. Alright.
What would you like to order today? As we go into the ad break, I'm thinking about putting on a special of our fourth dear departed mayor. That was a man who knew how to eat well. Would that be crass if I sold a Wyatt special? You're right, forget it. How can I help?
We understand you know a lot about this poison arsenite. And the old photo we now have as evidence to start showing around to people.
You want to know more about arsenite? Sure. I used it to treat the rats. As a powder, it can be easily dissolved in water or alcohol, like sugar.
Ding, ding, ding!
So I created a delicious recipe that mixes them with scrap meats. The rats loved it. It's potent stuff. The poison starts to kick in usually under an hour.
That's what we needed to know.
And she's right. Powdered arsenic does look like sugar. I'm
pharmacist, not a criminal.
I'm a pharmacist. I know these things.
It's his job to not accidentally kill somebody by mixing things together. Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and make a clip of that.
I felt like that needed clarification. Okay. We could run her through everybody, but...
Yeah, go ahead and run. Okay, ad break's over.
Let's run you through everybody. Clayton?
I'm afraid I don't know what to tell you.
Natalie?
I can imagine my dear departed brother now. Betsy, you're gonna stop falling in love with every wealthy, sophisticated lady who comes to town. If it ain't dignified, Betsy. Yeah, well, I'll do what I want. Miss Natalie is a role model in a dream, and
yeah,
I ain't talked to her yet. I probably won't. Don't tell her what I said.
Okay. I feel like she wouldn't be interested anyway.
I'm afraid I don't know what to tell you.
That was concerning the stage driver.
Okay.
Banker.
I'm starting to think poor Mr. Crane has just about given up on finding the love, you know? It's a relief for a lot of us, but it's as tragic as well, ain't it?
He's never been looking for love.
Yeah. The only thing he loves is something that comes in green and gold.
Alright, I'm gonna save Andy for the end and start with the priest at the beginning of the list.
I'm afraid I don't know what to tell you.
Minor.
I'm still afraid I don't know what to tell you.
Mayor.
The mayor is poisoned and dropped dead on the spot? Did he vomit?
Yep.
You know, I take food safety rather seriously. I ain't pleased to say it, but it kind of sounded like arsenite poisoning.
Another route to the arsenite.
I've seen a lot of rats go down that way. I don't use it no more. The blacksmith might have some arsenite in store for his metalwork.
Okay.
So in case we ain't gone there yet, we have that link now.
Barkeep.
I'm afraid I don't know what to tell you.
Ms. May.
The housekeeper of the Mayors, she's been working for the Johnsons for a couple of decades now. She's been taking such good care of the mayor every morning. She'd arrive before the mayor, brew up a proper coffee, and put the newspaper on his desk. It saddens me to think that if my mother was still alive, she should be the same age as May now. They used to be friends.
I think that photo is going to be our key to figuring out who the heck this guy actually is.
Oh, I even have a picture of them here on the wall, which we just saw.
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown, he's not so bad, really. At least any time I deal with him, he's the very picture of a gentleman.
You're not his target.
No.
You deal with him often?
Oh yes, it's been tough to make ends meet since my brother and mother died, so we have a business agreement of sorts.
Oh boy.
I supply my family's secret recipe steak seasoning in bulk, and he distributes it to traders all over the state.
Okay, so he does have legitimate business opportunities.
Yeah. It's been a real good thing. Should have done a long time ago, actually. Mr. Brown loves it. He talks about going legitimate over it. Wait, did you think I was up to something shady?
Not you, but Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
Kevin?
Kevin's what passes for a ladies' man around here. He and the mayor have often been sort of competing over the mayor's wife. And the mayor's had quite a few wives.
For all we know, this whole thing could have been over one of them. Actually, I'm going to keep that in mind. For all we know, this guy is related to somebody that he womanized.
Yeah.
And this whole thing could be a vengeance plot rather than just fraud.
Could be. I liked Kevin when I first moved into Brimstone, but he runs out of things to say pretty quickly.
He took the watch. That could be why he took the watch.
Could
if we
be.
can find any evidence to support that, that's why he took the watch. The watch could have been a gift from the mayor to somebody that he kept after she died. They keep saying the mayor's been losing wives. We don't have evidence to support that theory just yet, but I'm going to hold on to it.
Yeah. I want to be friends with just about everyone, but Kevin's not good for my reputation.
Okay, and man of the hour, who's standing next to us, Andy.
Mr. McDowell, he's been here a couple of times. He just looked around but never bought anything. Yankee like him probably only eats the finest things.
Does he? I think we have a photo to show around.
Yeah.
Split up and see who recognizes it?
Well, do we talk to him first?
Do we have anything new to say to him?
We'll find out. Oh, hello. I didn't see...
That's Jezebel's line.
Oh.
Oh, hello. I didn't expect to see you here.
Ah, I'm taking my leave later today. Think I should take a piece of brimstone with me. I've heard good things about your ham, yes? Have you found out who poisoned the mayor yet?
We've got the note, which he will have no interest in, and the old photo. I want to see how he reacts.
Go for it.
The picture of the three young...
The picture of the three young women? I have to admit, that was the first thing I noticed when I visited the butcher shop.
You recognize one of them, don't you?
Probably.
He's got nothing further to say on the subject.
Okay.
That's the end of his line.
I think we need to show the picture to Miss May.
So do I. To the church.
To the chapel! But we're not gonna get married.
Oh, goodness, no.
Alright. I keep thinking about
Mr. Johnson. He was a good... Well, everyone's good, ain't they? Deep down, it's a bad thing here. I really thought I'd be seeing that man until my dying day. Now here I am outliving him, wallowing in sadness and confusion. I should have been a better and more honest person.
Alright. Items. The old photo.
Oh, the photo hanging on the wall at the butcher's. I remember that one. What a lovely photo. I can't believe I'm the only one still alive.
What happened?
Well, the butcher's mother, Carolyn, died in a tragic fire. You know that.
Yeah, we know that from earlier episodes.
The other lady's my old friend Dolly Stevens.
Okay.
We have a last name beginning with an S.
S.
Now both the mayor and his wife are no longer with us. This doesn't need to be kept as a secret anymore.
Here we go.
Dolly was Mr. Johnson's first love. She loved him dearly, too. They were once engaged to be married. But when Mr. Johnson met the young and fabulous socialite Ingrid, who later became Mrs. Johnson, he abandoned poor Dolly. Dolly left and went to the north to join a relative. The last thing I heard about her was that she took her own life. Arsenite poisoning, I was told by a relative. Yikes.
I think we've got a motive.
I'm betting.
And repeated MO.
I think...
Alright, I don't know if we've done this yet or not.
Done what? We have, and she said she couldn't help us.
Okay.
But it would make sense. That's why people are saying he's familiar. If he's a sibling or a son or a relative or something of that kind...
Yeah.
Then... I think the...
And I think
I'm
we know
saying this isn't a... I don't think the Dolly would have been a murder.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think Arsenite was chosen as a reminder. You did this to her.
Yeah. Kill
now
her.
Eat it.
Kill him with the same thing she committed suicide with.
Yeah. So,
And, of course, there's a reason he wants the watch. Guess who gave the mayor the watch? Dolly.
yeah. I'm going to check that suitcase again because I'm trying to think where the GS initials came from. Was it outside the thing or was it on the watch?
It was on the suitcase.
All right. I'm going to double check that. I believe you, but I'm going to double check before we make a confirmation bias mistake.
All right, no problem.
In the meantime, we should probably ask other people about Dolly.
Okay.
See if any of them can name a relative with a G initial.
All right, I'll start with Natalie, and I'm just gonna cut right to it.
Yep, GS is on the outside.
All right, let's show her Dolly. Okay, I didn't think, but the pastor might know. We'll get past the eulogy. What little eulogy there is.
Okay, Barkeep recognizes Dolly as the mayor's first fling, but nothing else.
Okay. Do the same stuff as before. Now, do you know anything about Dolly Stevens? If you can't find the answer, you might find it. Okay, he knows nothing. So I'm going to move on to the blacksmith.
Nobody in the bar knows anything.
Okay. I'm going to go to the blacksmith.
I'm going to hit the square. And who knows, maybe there's someone in town hall.
Okay.
Doubt it, but...
Howdy, partner. What brings you here? I don't know what to tell you. Okay, he knows nothing. So where have you been?
I've been in the square. I'm checking town hall. Nobody's here.
Mine?
Yeah, also worth checking.
Gosh, I can't believe what happened to the mayor. Nobody deserves to die. Doesn't matter if they're terrible at the job. Doesn't matter if they put all my friends out of work. I probably should tell the other miners what happened. None of them have come to work, so they might not have heard. Okay, this is the same
lines.
I didn't know if it was the same ones or not. Alright.
So let's straight to Dolly.
Don't know what I can say. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. So I don't know why they gave us Dolly as someone to talk about if nobody really knows anything.
Well,
but...
we had B who did. Did we show it to Mr. Andy?
To the butcher's shop. I'm going to ask the butcher first. Because if anybody's
Sure.
going to guess, other than he who
All
has
right,
a stake
I'm gonna
in
move on
this,
this side.
what I would like to
What
order...
would you like to order today?
I would like to order some memories if you have them. Dolly Stevens?
Oh, is this the woman in the photo Dolly? Now you mention it, I'm pretty sure I've seen this name somewhere. Oh yes, it was from one of the old letters my mother used to keep in that metal box.
Ding, ding, ding.
Let me see. Here you go.
Read the letter.
All right.
Dear
Okay.
Dear Carolyn, thank you for looking for me. I am well. We just got an achievement, the archivist.
Yep.
My life has changed dramatically in the past 3 years. The reason I couldn't return home was that I found myself pregnant. It's her son.
Yep. That's what I thought.
I gave birth to a boy. His name is Gerald.
GS.
He took the family name of mine, and he's 2 years old now. He's my only joy in life. I wish one day you'll meet him. Yours, Dolly Stevens.
All right. I think we've got it narrowed down. Yeah, that's right, Kurt Witch. Dun dun dun. Shall I do the honors?
Yep.
Well, hello. I didn't expect to see you here. Oh, yes, I'm taking my leave later today. I think I should have a piece of brimstone with me. I've heard good things about your ham, yes? Have you found out who poisoned me? Is this going to be...
That's going to lead back into what happened in the bar.
Alright, I'm going to show him the picture of Dolly. I'm going to talk to him about Dolly. Should I show him the picture first?
When we showed him the picture, he said he'd paid attention to it.
Okay. Dolly, do you know her? I can't say that I do. I think we know who it is at this point.
And we know why.
Yeah, we have motive.
I was right. It is about one of the mayor's ex-loves.
You did mention that earlier.
Yeah.
I think we're... Okay. We ready?
We're ready. And the investigation returned to the sheriff's office, and... Who poisoned the mayor's drink? Gerald Stevens, alias...
Otherwise known as Andy McDowell. Here we go. Who stole the mayor's pocket watch?
Your selection? May, who confessed 2 days later. Under a bit of pressure from the sheriff. I'm so addled with shame. The mayor was always kind to me. But my boy Henry works at the mine, and word is they're letting folks go soon. Saw the mayor's pocket watch. He could afford a new one easy enough, so I took it.
Okay.
Which ingredient was contaminated?
Your selection? Sugar.
Of course, this is who they choose to deliver that news.
So it was the sugar. The butcher did an experiment with those rats that are still very much infesting her establishment. Good to confirm it was the poison. Good to see the poison go into some use.
And out of your bar.
Mm-hmm. So he doesn't mix it up for any other drinks. Who poisoned the mayor's drink?
Your selection? Gerald. It doesn't bring us here unless we're right.
Mm-hmm. My mother went mad after the mayor left her. Every wrong has a reckoning. I've been planning this day my whole life. And we did it.
One take?
A cocktail. Who stole the pocket watch? Check.
Correct. Which ingredient was contaminated?
Check.
Who poisoned the mayor's drink?
Check.
We didn't need the second day to figure out who poisoned it. We just needed it to figure out why.
Perfect score. All we had to find was the motive, to be sure.
Yeah.
What happened?
It makes sense why he made that offer.
Yep.
Fate.
The mayor's pocket watch had been stolen.
We'll have to click through.
I was trying to remember if I had to click or not. I couldn't remember.
My boy Henry works at the mine, and word is they're letting folks go soon. I'm worried about how we'll make ends meet. I saw the mayor's pocket watch. He could afford a new one easy enough, so I took it. The mayor was always kind to me. I'm sure he would have wanted me to have it.
The watch would prove the least of the mayor's worries. He dropped dead at the saloon after drinking a brandy cocktail. Which is proof you should always make your mint juleps correct.
But
although it wasn't the brandy, though. Natalie.
That's right, Mr. Brown and Kevin both had whiskey in their drinks and they were fine. Mr. Brown and Natalie and me both had brandy-based drinks. There was honey in both Kevin and my drinks, and they were fine too. Only the mayor and Andy had drinks with cane sugar. Then how come only the mayor was poisoned?
Because someone didn't drink their mint julep. I don't recall Andy taking a sip of his mint julep. I thought it was just sophisticated city boy tastes. Turns out it was a murder he had a taste for.
The sugar was poisoned, and the mayor's cocktail was made of whiskey and sugar.
Someone came in my shop looking for arsenite. Said he was a farmer with a pest problem. I should have known.
Alright. I'm going to have to quit out of mine because I'm running low on battery. The poison was the arsenite, and it was also arsenite that took the life of Andy's mother.
Andy McDowell is not my real name. My name is Gerald Stevens. My mother went mad after the mayor abandoned her, but every wrong has a reckoning. So I pretended to be a railroad investor and made him a deal he couldn't refuse. I've been planning this day my whole life. I finally had my revenge. And where did the watch end up? Whose watch was it?
At the moment, it's in the lockup.
Mm-hmm.
Case evidence.
Oh,
the only person who could possibly claim it is incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't belong to the mayor anymore.
That brings us into that one. Next week we will have our final case here in Whispers in the West. The Curse.
Wouldn't be the first time we've hit the supernatural, or the supposed supernatural.
Yeah, but that will have to wait for another night as we are ready to wrap things up here. So, schedule the rest of the week is all. I'm going to put it this way. Streaming schedule is going to be a little bit up in the air the next couple of weeks. We've been doing some stuff in the house. We've just replaced carpet. Now we're replacing baseboards, so I've got to cut, and we've got them all stained. I got to do all the cutting and everything, so that might cut into my streaming time for the next week or two.
Pun not intended?
Pun not intended, yeah. So, although you guys will have to cope with me not streaming while I'm coping edges on the with a coping saw on the baseboards and all that. So
we've already had the pun parade for that one. Saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah. So the streaming schedule. Hopefully, the rest will be normal for the week. Wednesday will be most likely Baldur's Gate 3 as we continue our story of The Legend of Ben Mustaine. I think we're probably getting ready to head towards taking out the Steel Watch and going for that. But who knows? The story gave us a couple of twists. We actually did some stuff on. I was intending to do that, but ended up doing some stuff with Gale instead. So who knows what maybe we'll be taking out the vampire horde next. Who knows? I don't know. We're kind of kept playing it by ear on that. Then Saturday, hopefully 1 p.m. on Wandering DM's channel. Everyone's going to be well and healthy, and we'll be able to do Scion, Birth of the New Gods. And then hopefully, depending on how things go, how the day goes Saturday, hopefully we'll be returning to Grappler's Keep as we have a women's championship match as Warble, or Kenku Rogue, has borne the Women's Hunter's Mark 4 times in a row and has earned a title shot against the new champion, Annalith, who cashed in the bag of holding during our Joust pay-per-view.
She gonna be able to hold on to it?
Yeah, we'll see. We may have a new champion, or we may have crushed hopes for our Kenku. Well, we won't know until we get there. And we have a new men's champion as well, as Novar Xanatron cashed in the bag of holding and defeated the leader of the Triangle, Jarduk Munka. And now he has a team of his own with him, Team Chemo. I'll explain the name or reason for that name for that unusual name for that faction when we are back on Saturday. And then we'll be back here Monday with more as we do our last adventure in Whispers in the West. So let's go see. I think they're having their prologue stuff for Simon and Company over on Vampire the Masquerade. I know I've got a question or two that I want to throw in on that.
Prologue or epilogue?
Epilogue, I meant. Sorry, I meant epilogue. Yeah, Wandering DM is on. We're going to go ahead and raid there. We're going to snooze that ad. So let's get ready to set up that raid. If you like what you see here, join us in Discord. Links are there in the chat for for spots to talk about some of the different games going on and other stuff in general. Also, we also have a special section there called the Prayer Closet. Here in this household, we deeply believe in the power of prayer. We know that it's real. We know that it's powerful. We do know that it works. We've seen it happen time and time again with our friends and family. So if you have a need, if you have a concern, if you have a request, please place it there, and we will be praying for you. If it's something that's a little bit personal and you don't necessarily want everyone else in the internet seeing it, then just use the praying hands emoji, which we'll take that as what we call an unspoken request, which means God knows what it is. You know what it is. We don't know, but we don't have to know. All we need to know is that the need is there, and we'll be praying for you just as hard as if we knew it was actually going on, because that's all we need to know is that the need is there. So if you would like that kind of spiritual support, please do that there in the prayer closet. So with that, let's go ahead and start our raid with Wandering Company. Join Pope and Trooper and Prax and Simon as they do that. So, and until next time, everyone, may blue be the grass below you, may blue be the sky above you, may straight be the path before you, and warm be the hearts that love you. Good night, everybody.
Got Kentucky on the brain, huh? You said blue twice.
Oh.
Bluegrass.
It is the best Twitch channel that is secretly an old-timey ice cream parlor on either side of the Mississippi, or the Rockies. And you should hear about the specials. Monday nights is Bonnie's Bonbons, cream extravaganza with all the float sodas and sundaes you can shake a stick at. I can shake a stick at quite a lot of Sundays, but there is also a Fudge Rodin Sunday special on Tuesdays, and the famous 1, 2, 3 parfait on Wednesdays, where wrestlers meet up in the squared circle to work out their differences with some healthy wrestling-style fisticuffs. It is all good, clean fun. Hawkeye's old-time gaming emporium. Their milkshakes bring all the gamers to the yard, and their content is more exciting than any Nickelodeon. Take your horse and buggy to their address, twitch.tv/KY Hawkeye.
Mint juleps. Make them properly.
This has been a Diet Water production.